Hello guys, welcome to Metten. In this video we are going to discuss about the arterial supply, venous drainage, lymphatic drainage and nerve supply to the spleen. Firstly we will begin with the blood supply of spleen. Blood supply of spleen. Mainly it is supplied by the splenic artery, which is one of the largest branch of the celiac trunk, supplied by the splenic artery, and it will traverse through the linorenal ligament to the hilum, linorenal ligament up to the hilum, and it divides into 5 to 7 branches to supply to the spleen. So this is the blood supply to the spleen. The next thing we are discussing is the venous drainage. Venous drainage. We know that the spleen is drained by the splenic vein, right? The venous blood from the spleen is drained by splenic vein, which is formed at the hilum by the union of these 5 to 7 branches, tributaries. They will combine together to form the splenic vein, and this splenic vein runs in the straight course from the left to the right behind the body of the pancreas, and behind the neck of the pancreas it will join the superior mesenteric vein. Superior mesenteric vein to form the portal vein. Portal vein. Its tributaries will also include the short gastric veins, and it includes a left gastroepiploic vein, pancreatic veins and inferior mesenteric vein. So what are the tributaries that will include? Short gastric veins, left gastroepiploic vein, inferior mesenteric vein and pancreatic veins. So these all tributaries will combine together to form the splenic vein, which will join with the superior mesenteric vein to form the portal vein. So this is about the venous drainage, and blood supply is by the splenic artery. Coming to lymphatic drainage of spleen. Lymphatics. So generally the spleen tissue proper has no lymphatics. The tissue fluid formed in the spleen freely enters the venous sinusoids. So what happens is it has generally no lymphatics, and the tissue fluids now we are discussing about the lymphatics of the spleen. Lymphatics. So generally the splenic tissue proper has no lymphatics. The tissue fluid that is formed in the spleen freely enters the venous sinusoids. The splenic lymphatics are confined to its trabeculae, capsule and visceral peritoneum. So what happens? They drain along the splenic vessels into the pancreatico-lineal lymph nodes. Actually the spleen has no lymphatics, but they will drain into the pancreatico-lineal lymph nodes. Generally it has no lymphatics. Coming to nerve supply. Nerve supply of stomach. Nerve supply of spleen. Sorry, not stomach. The spleen is supplied by the sympathetic fibers. Sympathetic fibers derived from the celiac plexus. It is supplied by the sympathetic fibers from the celiac plexus. They also supply the blood vessels, which are vasomotor in nature, and they also supply the smooth muscle fibers present in the trabeculae and capsule. About the clinical anatomy of spleen. The first thing we are discussing is the palpation of spleen. Palpation of spleen. Generally the spleen is not palpable, right? The spleen is not palpable. So what happens is it can be mapped out by percussion. Generally it is not palpable, but it can be mapped out by percussion, and when it is double of its size it becomes palpable at the left costal margin. Generally it is not palpable, but we can find out it by percussion, and if it becomes double of its size we can palpate it in the left costal margin during deep inspiration. The second thing that we are discussing is the splenomegaly. So what is splenomegaly? Splenomegaly is nothing but as the enlargement of the spleen, which occurs in number of diseases. The spleen may increase in size by as much as 10 folds. It can increase by 10 folds. And the common causes of massive splenomegaly are malaria. Malaria can cause, and cirrhosis of the liver. Cirrhosis of liver. And it can also occur in the chronic myeloid leukemia. It can also occur in the Kala Azar. These are the diseases which will manifest as splenomegaly, and it will also vary. A very large spleen projects downward and medially to the right iliac fossa. These are the divisions of the abdomen. Then just telling you. So it is in the left hypochondrium, right? So it will extend up to the right iliac fossa. It will become generally massive splenomegaly will extend from left hypochondrium to the right iliac fossa. And you can palpate the spleen from the kidney by, because at the superior border it will have notches, right? So that is how you can differentiate. The third thing that we are discussing is the splenectomy. What is splenectomy? Splenectomy is nothing but as the surgical removal of spleen, which is performed when spleen is ruptured or inadvertently nicked at operation. So if it is damaged during operation or if it is ruptured, we'll perform splenectomy. It is also performed in the treatment of certain blood diseases. So what happens is, if accessory spleens are present in the splenic pedicel, they should also be removed. Actually, the removal of spleen does not impair the immune response. So it will just need to be removed during the operations when it is nicked or when it is ruptured during an accident. So during a rupture or damage in operations, they need to undergo splenectomy. So this is about the clinical anatomy of spleen. Thank you guys. If you like the video, subscribe, comment and like it, and share it to other friends. Thank you so much.